Do you want to see a film about two Brazilian cops who take down an evil Candyman, all whilst being accompanied by a goat? Then I've got a film for you with this instant Netflix classic, Get the Goat. And it's absolutely dog shit. This Brazilian cop movie was made in 2021, and honestly, I think it might just be the worst thing to happen in 2021. I know the bar was pretty high, but I think this might have just set the record, to be honest. This story follows our main protagonist, Bruce Willis, as he adventures from being a small town cop with one other colleague.
Tonino, I know very well he's stupid, I know he's a fool, I know he's slow, I know he's a freak, and he always does that thing with his ears, but at least he can do what I want.
I think now I have to agree with the chief.
To being faced with much bigger issues in the big city. This city specifically is Sao Paulo. But I think I might be getting ahead of myself, to be honest. So Bruce has been tasked with looking after the town's goat, Celestina. Apparently, this goat is one of the town's councillors. To be honest, it makes sense after seeing how much of a shithole this town is. I mean, where are the doors and where are the windows? Bruce has been tasked with looking after the goat since he blew up the town's biggest food market. Anyway, whilst looking after the goat, he manages to lose it because he needed a quick slash. So instead of tying the lead to like a pole or something, he just drops the lead on the floor and goes. The goat wanders off into the back of a van that's full of brown sugar candy. To be honest, when I was growing up, my mum always told me never to get in the van because there's never actually candy there. But I guess the goat is more lucky than me. Or not, because ironically, the goat does actually get kidnapped after Bruce gets held up at gunpoint by the driver. Are you even allowed to drive with one eye? Like, surely, is that allowed? Is that a thing? I don't know. So Bruce knows the van's going to Sao Paulo because he overheard the driver saying he was going to go and meet someone in a place called Shintan in Sao Paulo. He immediately hops on a bus to go straight to Sao Paulo and meets our second protagonist, Tindaje. Hey? I'm just going to call him Trin. He's a small rat-looking guy who is a police officer for Sao Paulo. He's an outcast as his last partner was killed during a drug bust that went wrong.
Crack! I'm addicted to crack! I think he'll be fine. Yeah.
Somehow it was his fault because he wasn't a meat shield for the guy.
If I didn't jump aside, I would be shot, wouldn't I?
Every other cop in my department would have taken at least 3 shots to defend their partner.
But I guess they just needed a reason to make him an outcast, to be honest. It's any excuse at this point. After some minor conflict,
Why didn't you say you were a cop?
the pair team up to find the goat. At this point, it's also worth mentioning that when Trin signs up to help Bruce, he thinks the goat is actually a little girl. It's just the way that Bruce explains it. It sounds like he's talking about a girl and not a goat.
She doesn't even have a birth certificate. She just bounces around between houses.
Oh my. And how old is she?
I think she's about 6 or 7.
Pair go to Shintan and run into the one-eyed van driver and also Ping Lee, the man who killed Trin's old partner. So it all kicks off in Shintan. They bust out some moves, manage to arrest one of the guys, the guy with one eye, and interrogate him. When he's being interrogated, obviously they do the classic good cop, bad cop scene that gets way out of hand. From the interrogation, they find he's a drug mule and the man he works for is actually a politician. It's worth mentioning at this point that they actually have the goat, and if the plot just followed the title, then the movie could just end here. But instead they decide to get stuck into this whole drug bust thing that's going on. They do some more digging and decide the man they're looking for is a politician called Zeca. They take this information to the leader of Sao Paulo Tactical Drug Unit, Priscilla. She does not give 2 shits and tells them both to drop it. They obviously don't listen to her and start following Zeca around from the back of an Uber. Zeca goes to some kind of charity event where the pair see him swap briefcases with this bald man and decide to arrest him. This part really bugs me, right? Because one briefcase is literally filled with cash and the other is filled with pills. I mean, regardless of what his excuse is, surely this is illegal. But no, he's off the hook because apparently the cash is for the bald man's hospital. Don't know why he needs bills, but you know, it's cash only, apparently, these donations. And the pills are for acute child fimalgia. I'll put it on the screen because I can't say it. Either way, you can't just give someone a shit ton of pills and say, well, it's for children, and then that makes it fine. But anyway, yeah, it just bugged me. The two get in trouble with the sexy drug lady, and she suspends them both. They head back to Trin's office to say their teary goodbyes.
Ever since you came into my life, it got worse, Bruce. It's time for you to go back where you came from.
Okay.
And then Bruce leaves. Or does he? No, he's back and he's better than ever. No, he's not better than ever, but he's with Zeka and Ping Li, and now he has a bomb. What is going on? Why is this happening? I mean, you can't fault it, really. Honestly, if you think the film has been shit up till now, you would be completely right. But this is where it all changes. I'm talking goat bomb defusal. Yeah, literally, the goat defuses the bomb. It's honestly, I don't know where they got these writers, but they are insane. It's so good now. So the pair of them escape and go to the drug lord meet, where all the local drug families are meeting up so Zeki can get rid of his stockpile of drugs and go off the radar. I think he's just worried that he's got the police on his ass now. I mean, he did just leave two of them with a bomb just shortly after he was arrested. The two people that arrested him are killed, so he's kind of just baited himself out, really. So they finally arrive in the Uber. Once they hop out to go into the warehouse, important note, Trin sprains his groin or something, or pulls it. I think he's just a pussy, to be honest, because that pole is tiny. But then again, he's a tiny man, so I guess to him it was like climbing the Great Wall of China or something. Can't relate, I'm too tall. So Bruce tries to take a picture of the drug deal going on. Obviously he leaves the flash on because he's a massive dildo. Rookie move, to be honest.
I don't think anyone saw. I think they saw.
So bullets start flying. Sexy drug lady turns up with her machine gun and shit. And Bruce and Trin chase down Ping Li and Zeka, who are trying to escape. So then there's this super slow chase scene between Trin with his pulled groin and Zeka, who was shot in the big shootout. Bruce beats up Ping Li and catches up to Zeka and Trin. But Zeka now has a revolver in the boot of his car. He manages to drop all the bullets except for one, so he can't shoot them both unless like one stands in front of the other and then he gets a collateral maybe. But that doesn't happen because that would have been sick. Instead, Trin jumps in front of Bruce to take the bullet for him, but not before Celestina, the fucking goat, jumps in front of both of them and takes a shot. Actual Chad energy from the goat. She's actually come in clutch here. Took one for the team and I rate it. Zeka hops in his helicopter, never to be seen again. Little joke, he can't actually fly and instead he crashes and dies. That actually happens, yep.
I take back what I said. He doesn't know how to fly a helicopter.
Bruce takes the goat home and Trin comes along with him and they all live happily ever after. Also, the one-eyed guy turns up and tries to yeet a knife at them, misses, and then I presume is arrested, but a bit confused because I thought he was already arrested when they interrogated him, but I guess it doesn't matter because it's all at the end of the film and no one probably made it to the end. So that was Get the Goat. I did warn you at the start it was absolutely dog shit, but to be honest, I've changed my mind myself now. It's now my favourite film ever, mainly because of the goat being such a Chad, Celestina. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, then prove it by pressing like. If you didn't, doesn't matter because no one can see dislikes now anyway. So shut up and subscribe for more. Also, comment any suggestions on what you want to see in the next video. I want to do like TV shows and movies, so anything's good really. So yeah, cheers.
Don't talk to a police officer that way. You punks can't play play here.